Well, guys, so it is March 15th, Sunday, March 15th. So less than 12 hours. Well, no, I guess a little more than 12 hours left in the house. Definitely less than 24 hours. Probably somewhere on the order of 16 hours left in the house. So it's about 5 o'clock right now. So we'll be leaving at probably around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So whatever that is, 12, 17 hours. So I suppose 17 to 18 hours left in the house and counting. It's so funny. It's so funny. We are getting so close to this big old adventure. So we've been packing everything into the travel trailer, and I do have to say, I am shocked by the fact that everything we want to bring is going in. I really thought that we try to put all this stuff into the travel trailer, and then it would get too full, and then we would have to go through and pick through what we plan to take. But it's kind of weird to think about. But all the things that we have decided to take on our great adventure, in fact, fit in the travel trailer. So we have our coats, and we have our clothes, and we have a zillion different backpacks for hiking in places, and we have a tent, and we have sleeping bags, and we have tools for the trailer, and we have bikes, and we have this bike rack thingy, and we have food, and we have all that kind of stuff, and it all fits in absolutely a-okay. So I suppose it is just proof to show that you really probably don't need all of the things you have. Because again, we didn't, at least for me, I really didn't scrimp on anything. I suppose there's a couple of extra things I could put in there. Like I thought about putting in some like fancier clothes, corduroys or a business suit or something in case I needed it. But after really thinking about it for all of about a minute, I realized I don't need those things even when I'm here. Again, even things like business suits I wear once, twice a year. So if I'm going on an RV trip, I don't think I'll really need it. So we got all that stuff in there, and yeah, it all completely fits. Other than that, we've been going through and doing the final things that are required in order to get the trailer moving. So we had to flush out all the antifreeze in the system today. So if you get a trailer, one thing to just think about is you're supposed to winterize it. So if it's going to be getting down to freezing weather, you're supposed to pump all of this weird like alcoholic antifreeze liquid into all the pipes and into all the reservoirs and all that, and make sure that nothing freezes or breaks during the winter. So all of that was in the RV system. So I hooked it up to our water pipe, or whatever, our hose, and flushed everything out. That took a lot longer than I expected. If you're thinking about flushing out your RV from all the antifreeze, it takes a little while. It really does. It takes like about a half an hour before the water is absolutely crystal clear. So something just to keep in mind if you're going to be doing that. Almost ran into a few problems simply trying to do that type of thing where you don't think about it. Again, all the problems you run into when you're about to start on these great little adventures. But I had the hose, and so what I needed to do is I needed to connect two hoses together in order to get it to where the travel trailer was. And so the first hose that I brought out, I didn't realize, but that hose actually broke last year, and then I kind of put it into a corner and forgot about it. It's kind of funny, like maybe it's just me. But so many of these things, like they break or I don't need them anymore, and then I throw them into a corner and forget about them. So I dragged out the second hose and tried to use that, but that was broken, so I put it back. I was like, what am I going to do? And then I found another hose. I was like, okay, yes, I do have a second hose. But then when I was trying to get the little sprayer off the end of the first hose, that was like locked on there. So I had to get a little wrench thing and try to break it off. And I finally ended up literally having to break off the sprayer part in order to connect everything together. Finally got it together. But this is one of those reasons why you don't want to procrastinate on stupid things like flushing out your antifreeze, because literally it's no big deal. Again, you run the hose from your house to the travel trailer, hook it up and turn it on. But if your hoses are broken, it turns into a bigger problem than you may realize. Beyond that, there's not really much to it. We've had the RV, the trailer plugged in to an outlet for a little while now, so the battery has been recharging. Just everything seems to be good. I'm also happy because Tonto is feeling better in the trailer. The first few times I brought Tonto out into the trailer, he seemed very uncomfortable in it, very skittish, but now he's feeling better. He seems to be feeling better about it. So overall, I'm feeling pretty good with this trip. I'm a little tired right now. I'm a little out of it, so this video today will probably be pretty short because I didn't sleep at all last night. Again, I don't really know why I didn't sleep at all last night. I've been sleeping pretty well lately. But I guess there's all these nerves. It's like the unconscious nerves or the unconscious stress. You don't even think about it. Like last night I didn't think about it. My mind wasn't racing. I wasn't thinking about anything at all, to be honest with you. But I just woke up at about midnight, I guess. And I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I've been up essentially since midnight. And I guess it's the unconscious little stuff in my head just eating at my brain, saying, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? Are you really, really sure?" And the answer is yes, in fact, I am sure. It'll be a big old great adventure. But yeah, like I say, not a lot to say. We had our nice little going away dinner last night, and that was nice. We went to our local sushi place, our local Chinese sushi place that we go to about once a week. Sometimes we go to twice a week because it's just an easy, good little place. And it was funny to go there and to realize that one, we definitely won't be going there for another year, and then two, there's like that weird feeling with some place that you've been going for 4 years, and then you realize you may never go there again. But yeah, so we sat down and we had dinner with friends and family and all that. It was good times. But yeah, I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm truly exhausted right now. But the house is cleaned out and we are basically ready to go. Just a little bit more work. And we will be off tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going off to Colonial Williamsburg. So it's about a 3.5-hour trip from where we are now. I already have the reservations there. We're staying at a KOA. So KOAs are, you can think of them as like the McDonald's or Walmart's or Starbucks of the camping world, and being that this is the very first day that we're going to be doing the whole RV trailer thing, I'm trying not to run into too many surprises. I figure I'm already going to be very stressed tomorrow driving that thing, even 3.5 hours on the interstate, and then trying to back it into the little camper place. I figure I will already have enough going on in my head. I don't want to have to worry about, some weird little RV park where they do things differently, right? So we're going there. We're going to be at that KOA for at least 2 days. We'll be at that KOA for 2 days. And then from there, I think we're going down to Charleston, South Carolina. And I say I think, because I'm a little... I don't want to say I'm nervous. Nervous is the wrong word. I'm worried that it's going to be a little tiring to drive. It's about 6.5 hours. So from Colonial Williamsburg to Charleston, South Carolina is about a 6.5-hour trip. Normally, without hauling a trailer and without a wife and corgi that needs potty breaks and all that kind of stuff. So think about driving that trailer probably like 8 or who knows, maybe 9 hours on the second time I've been driving it. That doesn't make me feel the most comfortable. The only issue that I'm running into, though, is that this time of year, there's not anything that's really very nice between Williamsburg and Charleston, South Carolina. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of nice stuff in between, but this time of year. You don't want to go to Myrtle Beach, or you don't really want to go to Hilton Head or whatever it is that's in between when it's, 60 degrees. It is, 60 degrees isn't too bad, but being right by the ocean in a travel trailer when it's 60 degrees and windy isn't necessarily the warmest thing. So up and down the East Coast right now, the weather it's like right in that middle area where it's not horrible. It's definitely not horrible, but it's definitely not warm either. Like Charleston, South Carolina right now is in the 70s. 70s to sound nice. 70s and sun, oh, that'll be heaven, right? But, again, between Colonial Williamsburg and Charleston, South Carolina, the weather is kind of up and down. And so the problem is trying to figure out a place in between those two. I don't know. So I guess I'll figure it out probably Tuesday, or the way I go, maybe Wednesday morning. But yeah, so that's it really. Not much to say. It's so weird. It's just that feeling, when you're like, wow, The adventure is about to begin. And to just leave this place, I was just talking to my wife about that. The thought of walking back into this place after a year on the road. And you do wonder, like, what you will think about your own possession after a year on the road. Because traveling, I really do. You know, it's not a platitude. It's not something that people say. It really is true that adventure and travel really does change you, and it does change you in ways that are unexpected. Again, when I travel cross country both times, that did things to me. When I went to India, when I went to Thailand, when I went to Europe, when I went to all these places, all of those big trips, it just changed my perspective on the world just a tiny bit, sometimes more than a tiny bit. And so I do wonder with this, with the whole year on the road, will I come back to this and go, what was I thinking? Of course I want a huge house. Or will I come back to this and be like, what the hell? Why do we have this thing again? If I was a betting man, I would probably go for the latter. There we go. Probably just rambling at this point. So I think that's about all we have to say. Tomorrow is the beginning of the great adventure. Tomorrow is the beginning of getting some really nice pictures and talking about really cool things. Tomorrow is the beginning. The beginning. So funny. Our life is over. Long live our life. Yeah. Anyways, with that, I will call it a day, and I will see you guys tomorrow in another state, in another life.